I'm still seeing no comments. Ah, comments! Hallelujah! Finally, the comments have come back. Bear with me 1 second. Right, okay, bear with me a minute. I just need to do something because this is... So, right, let's have a look then. Let's have a look. Right, we're finally going. Eleanor, Terry, Tracy, Sean, Jabba, Kat, Steve Parsons, Gerd, Martin, Andy, Dean, Wolf, Stuart, Claire, Paul. Good evening, and at last we have some comments. They've come back. God, that was hard work, that was. So how are we all doing then? It's that funny time of the week again. Very unorganised tonight. Hi Judy, how you doing? So, how's everyone's week been? It's been a bit of a strange week for me. I suffered this week with a dose of food poisoning, which put me in bed for quite a while, to be honest with you, which is very unlike me, but it happens unfortunately. But I'm feeling fighting fit now, ready to face the weekend. Now, Wayne went out on Sunday and we was joined by Nicola, and we found a lovely little location. Oh my God, did we pull some stuff out? We definitely pulled out a lot of stuff. Jabra had a bad day. He seemed to destroy another magnet, but overall it was a good day with some unusual finds, I think the best way of putting that. Hi Kelly, how you doing? Hi Leela, Jim and Sigrid. Let's have a look. Susan Higgins, good evening to you as well. Try not to miss anyone. Hi Joe. Scanning through your comments quickly. Hi Jamie. So yes, but we went out. We tried a place first, which we assumed was going to be really good. In all fairness, it wasn't. It was really clean, and for the waterways, that's really good. For us, obviously, as magnet fishes, it wasn't very good at all. And we did try for a while. Got a little bit stuck at one point. Paul had a bit of a rescue mission up on the bridge, but we got the magnet back. That was the main thing. But yeah, a weird area. As in, it looked good. It had potential. It should have been good. There should have been more in there. There really should. But not going to moan. We had a bit of a parking issue when we got there because there's some running event on, and they closed the car park. So it was a bit of a park up the road and all the way down again. But yeah, we give it a couple of hours and it just weren't doing what we wanted to do, so therefore we did move on to another place where I've never been before. I believe Jabba's been there before and had a go at it, but the stuff that was coming out was unbelievable, so much of it, and the public interaction was amazing. I think Nicola spent most of her day actually teaching kids how to magnet fish. They was really enjoying it. And the scrap man had to come back again because he couldn't get everything on, so he had a double load as well. So overall, a very good day. A lot of rubbish out the waterways. Hi Cuddy, how you doing? Hi Beverly. Just finished a strawberry caramel French. Ooh, sounds nice, that does. I didn't feel like eating a couple of days ago, but I'm all right now, back to normal. Hi Anthony, how you doing? Just try and keep up with all the comments. Right, finally made the bottom. But yeah, overall, a good day. Good to see Nicola back out there. A bit of a drive. That M25, I hate the M25. You know, when it takes you over an hour to get 8 miles, it's ridiculous. But that's Sunday M25 for you, unfortunately. Hi Donna, how you doing? But this week we've got another location which I actually picked today. I know I left it a little bit late. I wanted somewhere north of the M25 this week because it's just been a flipping nightmare. I just don't fancy that again this Sunday. John Dunford, good evening. So I found a place now. I don't know how I've managed to miss it. I've scrolled that river up and down multiple times and I've somehow managed to miss this place. Now what it's going to be like I don't know. So we're going to give that a go. It is a nice old bridge area. It's a lovely little town. And if that doesn't pay, we've got somewhere else that's only like 4.6 miles away. And that looks pretty good as well, to be honest with you. But I have done it before. But in between that, shockingly, there's another bridge. So somehow I managed to miss two places. But we'll give them a go. You know, they're both on the edge of lovely little towns. Proper old thatched cottages and all sorts. So hopefully that will work out very well. So we'll find out Sunday. We just won't know until we try them, but we will be trying them on Sunday. Rocky, good evening. Nice to see you and little Frankie at the weekend. I'm amazed you didn't bring him a small magnet, but you know, I suppose bit of time. Right, let's have a look. I don't know whether you saw this video, the one behind me. Now this is our last trip to Bedford. This is the last time we went there. Part 2 tomorrow evening. That's pretty interesting, that is. You know, we had some unusual things come out, but yeah, pop along tomorrow 9 o'clock for the premiere. You'll see part 2 of that one. Is it near me? Ooh, I'll message you afterwards. It's not too far from you, but it's not close to you, let's put it that way. The M25 is definitely the product team of some sort. I know, it's really weird. It's great in the morning. You go down there early, no problems at all. Straight down there, no issues. Any time then after like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, it just comes to a flipping standstill. Hate the M25. No problem. I've got plenty of magnets. I'll bring some along. I might even chuck the Extreme in there for you. You can have a play with that. See if we can put your back out for a while. But yeah, I've got that, or I've got a 70 as well. I could bring you the 70, I could bring you the Extreme. I've got plenty of magnets you can play with, let's put it that way, Jabba. Had his first bit of fruit today, loved it. Happens really quick, doesn't it? 1 minute they're these tiny little babies and then they start growing up. Hi Shares, how are you doing? Oh yes, and in the community, massive congratulations to Jess and Steve on the birth of their daughter. Amazing news I saw last night, but congratulations to you both. I'm sure the whole Mad family is absolutely over the moon. I think they're pretty knackered as well, but yeah, big congratulations to them. So everybody give them some hearts, and then when Roger watches his back, because he tends to later on, I know what he's like, put some hearts there for him, and then, you know, show everybody you're thinking of him. Men in uniform would be worth it. Oh, not another one with a uniform thing, Claire. You're as bad as Nicola. Hi, George. How you doing? And that thing you asked me about, George, I keep meaning to message you back. Yes, we'll do that. Just remind me closer to the time, please. But yes, I keep meaning to do it, but I've got so many messages that I haven't replied to at the moment. So if you have messaged me and I haven't replied, I'm not being ignorant. I haven't been well, and then I've been trying to catch up on work, and I just get so many of them, to be honest with you, and I can't always reply to all of them. That's it. Show love for the mad mum and dad family. Nicola just like full stop. Brilliant. Brilliant. She's going to love you for that, Rocky. She really is. Oh, have I missed? Did I miss someone? If I've missed you, I apologise. Unfortunately, I'm Medieval Ladybird. Good evening to you as well. Thought somebody put your name, but I thought I'd better just check first. But there we go. Yes, the mad baby has arrived. That's another one. Won't be long before they get a magnet in her hand. Baby name. Baby name somebody, please. I'm terrible. It's like, you know, when the wife says, oh, son's had the baby. Go, yeah. And they say, what did they have? And I'm like, well, a baby. And they go, what did it weigh? And I'm like, I don't know. You know, that's a bloke thing, you see, that they just know they've had a baby and they sort of just leave it there. Where women want all the details. They want the name, they want the age, they not the age, the weight, they want what sex it is. Well, unfortunately, blokes don't do that. I know they've had a daughter, and that's, for me, that's pretty good going. That is really good. Hi Sarah, how you doing? Brother Nigel. Oh, blimey, I feel like a monk now. Hi Tracy, how are you doing? Are you still keeping busy on them plaques? And are you out yet? Are you feeling any better? Are you ready to hit the water again? The name will appear somewhere. There we go, there's the name. See, Terry knows, because Terry's a woman, she's organised and she knows things like that. Whereas blokes, it's a baby, isn't it? You know, I would say we've all had them, but not personally. But yeah. Hi Kelly, how you doing? Berkeley. There we go. There's the name. See, look, they're asked Terry. See, if anyone would know Terry, she's good at things like that. How's your magnet hanging? Well, same as it always does. It's sticky and heavy. Hi Corey, how you doing? I see you're not well again. How's that foot doing? Are you ready to hit the water again? Bit of a pain boom, apparently. COVID. Everyone home with nothing to do. Half of them are still at home with nothing to do, but we won't go into that. Are you coming to Kent, Sussex, and Tom? You never know. We're trying to do it now where every week we get a new location. I want to try and have a new location every week. Like I say, we've got 2 places to go to Sunday, and if both of them fail, it's not an issue, because there is a place I can go back to, because I know there's a big stretch of it I haven't done before. So, but yeah, you never know. That's what we want to do. We want to try and mix it up, move around a little bit, because we have been going back to some places, this place behind me, but we probably hit that 10 times, but not once did it ever disappoint. That was a fantastic area, that was. Absolutely brilliant area. So you never know, I will move around. I know it keeps you busy, George, it really does. See, look, Donna, another one that's organised, she knows the full name. We'll end up as godparents. Well, years ago, right, see, I've been a best man, I think, 3 times now, and one of my best friends was going to ask me to be his best man. Now, his wife-to-be said, no, you can't be his best man, because everyone I've been a best man to has unfortunately ended up in divorce. So she was told him that he couldn't say yes, so I could never be his best man, which is fine, because after 2 years they split up. So, you know, it's not just my bad luck as well, it's other people's as well. Now, I was also the best man for somebody I didn't actually really know. Now, I found that very strange, because I'd only met him 6 or 7 times. He was my next door neighbour. I'd moved house and they were getting married. He ain't got a best man, and he asked me to do it. So, yeah, I suppose I'll do it. You know, you can't leave somebody without a best man. Hi Andrew, how are you doing? Now, when it came to the wedding, that all went without a hitch, and it got to reception, and it comes to that time when you've actually got to stand up and do a speech. How do you do a speech for somebody you don't actually know? It gets a little bit complicated. So I thought, I'll have a go, and I literally stood up and I said, I don't really know him, so I don't really have anything to say. And everybody found it highly amusing, because I believe they thought I was joking, and I was like, no, seriously, I don't know what to say, because I don't really know. I've only met him a few times, and everybody was finding it so funny, and in the end they actually believed me that I didn't actually know him. So bit of a random one, that. So yeah, I don't know, I'm not good best man material apparently, because I either don't know the groom or it ends in divorce. So oh well, some people have all the luck, don't they? Let's try and keep up these comments. Get to the bottom. Maybe I am a jinx, yeah, probably. The Finger Lake area, I go alone all the time. It's much better as a group, and if you get stuck, it's always good to have somebody with you. Always better now. You don't have no luck, you don't, Corey. You really don't. No, Dave, look, I had to sort of do it because, I mean, he was my new next door neighbour. I couldn't really just ignore the fact, I'm going to be bumping into him quite a lot, to be honest with you. So I thought I could wing it. I got to sit at the top table, I got served first, it was alright. But, yeah, it wasn't the easiest thing to do. But the day went without a hitch. They're now separated. That just sounds so bad, that does that, so bad. So yeah, a long time ago now. But track record and best man, probably not the best. Hi Norman, how you doing? Andrew H, good evening to you. Right, anyway, so the title of the video, and there's a reason for that. Last night, as I do, and as probably all you lot do, probably not at 2:15 in the morning, but anyway, that's me. You're on the internet looking for some places, you're looking for locations, and you put things into rivers, to search them. Now, I found this site that came up, and it's actually called the State of Our Rivers. Now, obviously, everybody goes on about how can our river trusts maintain our rivers, and how they keep them really nice, and then we go fishing, and that's probably not strictly true. Anyway, I'll read you some of these things on here because I found it quite fascinating. Combining data, insightful maps and illuminating case studies, the State of Our Rivers 2024 report is the latest report from the Rivers Trust that dives into data and evidence, offering us an insight to show just how our rivers in the UK and Ireland are doing. We need our rivers as they need us. Vital rivers are plagued by sewage, chemical, nutrient, plastic pollution, and we've heavily modified and removed natural features so they no longer function as they should. This makes effects of pollution much worse and leaves rivers less able to respond to the pressures of climate change. Right, and this is the results. The data is clear. Our rivers are in a desperate state of affairs. No single stretch of a river in England or Northern Ireland is in good overall health. Just 15% of English and 31% of Northern Irish and 50% of the Irish river stretches reach good ecological health standards. Toxic chemicals remain in ecosystems for decades and pollute every stretch of English rivers. And apparently us magnet fishing is doing a bad thing. It says there that is a report, that is an independent report by the Rivers Trust that is saying just 15% of English stretches of a river reach good ecological health standards. So I just don't really get why magnet fishing is such a problem. Now I know what it's a problem with their main issues is people leaving rubbish everywhere. We've all seen it. I mean, it has got much better. The invention of, if you want to call it the invention of dippers and scrappers, when Rob did that originally, absolutely brilliant. Cut down on probably 75% of rubbish being left. There is still rubbish being left. We still find rubbish. We go to places. We went to a place on Sunday. We'd never done it before, but somebody else had left the scrap there, hadn't they? Java went and collected it all up and added it to our pile. He left it right outside a restaurant. I mean, really? There's just no need for it. There is nowhere in the UK you can't find someone to come and collect that rubbish. Obviously, if it's only a bin bag full, take it yourself, because no scrap man's going to drive 10 miles to grab a bin bag full of rubbish. But it does still happen. But that was the main problem. Rob used to deal with 15 to 20 fly tips a week for magnet fishing around Birmingham. Absolutely disgusting, really. But it has now got so much better. Can't take it away, don't fish it. Yeah, or get yourself a scrap man sorted before you go. I've sorted Sundays. I've already got that in order. Don't turn up to a place if you've got no plan. That's the way I look at it. I mean, the scrap man that we've been using for the last couple of weeks, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, we're polluting the water by pulling the stuff up. Most probably, yeah, they'll always find an excuse to blame somebody, and that's the thing. Rather than take ownership for the problem, it's easy to blame somebody else for it. When you actually look at it, that me I must pulled out 100 tons, and if you look at it, what everybody across the UK goes every week, say you pull out 25 tons a week, right? 100 tons a month, 1,200 tons a year of rotting metal. And it's not just the metal we get out. You've got to remember that as well. All the plastic that comes out, all the things that are like degrading in the water, they come out. So every time somebody goes, it's got to get better. And if that report's this year at just 15%, what was it before then? Before all the rivers were cleaned by magnet fishers, was it just 10%? Are we making a difference? That is the question, isn't it? And I think it's one of those things. It'd be interesting to test an area before you fish it, and go back in 3 months' time and test it again, just to see what chemical levels are in there. Does it make a difference? When you see that stuff coming out, it's absolutely rotten, and it can only get better by more coming out. So that just proves that they're still in a terrible, terrible state. All the UK rivers are, and it's all down to people's ignorance. Companies disposing of their waste in there. One of the biggest problems it says on that is raw sewage is still pumped into the rivers daily. Terrible. Fish and wildlife scientists told me Kentucky waters are some of the worst in America. Exactly, George, and the thing is, they shouldn't be like the worst or the best. They should all be good. Okay, we wouldn't be sitting here now because we wouldn't have a hobby if all our rivers were so clean and tidy and nothing was in them. Then, all of us wouldn't have met as a community, So, what we're doing, we're reversing the problems of people's stupidity and ignorance over hundreds of years. One pull at a time. It takes time. It will do. Will magnet fishing ever stop? No, because there's always going to be that area that people haven't done. We're still finding new areas. We're going back to areas where people have already done it. Everyone will say, "Oh, you wouldn't do any good there," but there's still stuff in there. You've just got to work harder for it. Or we take the scrap. Exactly. If you can do that, then fantastic. If you can take your own stuff and get a few quid and cover them fuel costs, then you've got yourself a free hobby. So if you scrap man before you go, it makes sense. It does. It's so simple. Dippers and scrappers is such an easy one to use. Yeah, they're not all going to come. They're not all going to go. Some of them there probably don't exist. But if you don't get in touch with the first one or the second one, keep going down the list till you find one. There's always somebody that wants free money. That's the way you got to look at it. And a scrap man, to them, is free money. They don't get the good expense that they get from all this nice metal where you've got a trailer load of aluminium or a trailer of copper. It doesn't work like that, but it's free. And some of the scrap man people I've used in the past, they have to ride the storm. We was giving them like 3 or 4 tons a week when it was at the high value of £300 a ton. When it drops down to £90 a ton, they keep coming because they want to stay loyal to you as much as you want to stay loyal to them. And one week they may not get loads, but the next week double bubble. So, if you get a good rapport with the scrap man and you do an area a lot, he will keep coming back. As long as you keep feeding him, he will keep coming back. Let's have a look. That's right, Jim. Yeah, people don't care because when it's in there, it's not their problem anymore. We went to that place in Birmingham and we pulled out 68 tyres because literally a van had pulled upon the bridge and threw the lot in there. Now we pulled all that out and the Canal River Trust did actually come and collect them, but it just shows you that it's a dumping ground. For years everyone said, chuck it in the river, no one will ever find it. Unfortunately, things are changing now, things are being found. Things now have been in there a long time, even if they're not magnetic, they are getting encrusted to things that are going rusty. And things are coming up that you really shouldn't pick up with a magnet, but it's happening. Plastic materials going in the bin, well that's... Yeah, that's it, because most of the time when you're fishing, there's always a bin by you as well. I mean, the amount of clothes amazes me, and underwear. strange things you find. I think some real good parties go on at some of these places. I remember we went to a place in Manchester. Hi Graham, how are you doing? And that question you asked, was there a meet up at something 2 years ago? Yeah, you came and met us in Cambridge. That's the day, unfortunately, you had your little mishap. No, he fell over. Before anyone takes it the wrong way. Yeah, so that's what happened 2 years ago, Graham. You met us in Cambridge. Every baby is a miracle baby, Dave. But yeah, you waited a long time for it, but you're all good now. Roll on the next one, yeah? Just think of the boats that are safe. Actually, yeah, talking to the boaters, like last week, the place we were, the amount of boaters that came over and thanked us for getting things out because of the damage those things are causing to their props. And that just shows you the difference when they actually come, make the effort to come over and thank you. Hi Devoter, how you doing? German rivers are a lot cleaner in the 70s. Oh, I fancy doing a few German rivers, I really would. That would be something different. Yeah, the fines, they really are. I agree with you there. Oh, Gerd's in as well. Oh, we're in trouble now. Thank you very much, Stuart. Trying it, all this talking. I'll be back in a minute. I'm just looking at the comments. Free the scrap man. Let them know it's Christmas time. Loopy Lou, good evening to you. Oh dear. Yeah, we went to a place, not last week, the week before, and in the edge we could see a shopping trolley. Paul said, look, there's a trolley in there. As we pulled up that shopping trolley, it was full of someone else's scrap. Makes it a lot harder to get out. Shopping trolleys are bad enough, but the shopping trolley was full of somebody else's scrap. I'm addicted to magnum fishing, even a crusty day is worth the effort. Every day's worth it. If you come back with a bucket full of rust, then you've made a difference, and that's what it's all about. Just making a difference. It was a blooming hot day as well, Graham. I remember that. I know, I've seen Jack. He's a star, he is. For somebody of his age, the way he's responsible for doing that is unbelievable. 1 minute he's next to you, next minute he's gone. He's in the edge and he's picking out rubbish. Yeah, big up to Jack for that. Doesn't get asked to do it, he just gets on and does it. And he finds some blooming amazing stuff, really, to be honest with you. Not doing it again. There is a lot more in there. But it was a hard day. It was a hard day. Scrap here about 5 cents a pound. I don't know what it is here, to be honest with you. Go on, what's the going scrap rate? Somebody must know on here. I'm sure any explosives is better out of water than in. Yeah, I've never really had anyone moan about it. Yeah, okay, so people moan, oh, he's done it again. But as for the authorities, as for the EOD, not one person has ever moaned about him coming out. The only time I got moaned at was back in 2019, where I'd gone to a place. Unfortunately, a grenade came out, we shut it off. I went back to the place the next day and the grenade came out and we shut it off. So the next week I thought, I'm not going back to that bridge, I'll go to another one which is a few miles down the road. Hi Kylie, how you doing? Pulled a grenade out and shut that down. And then went to the next bridge down and pulled a grenade out and shut that down as well. And that was the only time really I had any problem because it was causing a bit of an inconvenience. I know 1 week, because they were doing roadworks, they closed off another bridge, and the only bridge which you could go over was closed, and it may have caused 14-mile tailbacks. And the police actually came around my house to have a little visit to explain that I need to give up the hobby because it was causing a few issues, and I asked for, hello Raymond, back in the UK. keeping busy on these comments. So yeah, so that's when I decided it was time to get out of Northamptonshire. It really was. And then and come back for ages. Moved around all over the place. Did Leicester for 6 months. It all kept going wrong there as well. And I came back for one day and I shut the bridge off again. That area is a bit populated with things that shouldn't be in there. But it is the same place where my first sawn-off shotgun came from. It's the place my spigot mortar came from. It's the place where a lot of stuff came from. The bags of cats. The catalytic converters, that is. Shopping trolley, come first large one. Oh, you want to come over here, George? If you want some trolleys, I could take you some places where you're going to find trolleys. 165 tonne. That's actually not too bad, to be honest with you. That's not bad at all. Jack found a phone and gave it back to the owner. Look at that. You see, so it's amazing what you will find in the hedge. Yeah, don't do that now, Graham. I'm more stubborn. If I hook onto it, it's got to come out one way or another. We need to go there. We need to go somewhere, yeah. That is the one place I have been, if we're talking about the place I kept going back to. I must have spent over 100 hours, well over 100 hours at that one spot. And I did do it at Christmas. And I went back there and I pulled out 2 bloody 2-inch mortars. After all that time and all that trying and all that, everybody else going back there afterwards, yeah, I pulled out a pair of 2-inch mortars. But the next bridge down, I'll keep driving over that, and I really do fancy giving that a second go, because after the grenade incident, I decided never to go back there again. But that was when I only had the beast, and I'm really thinking that maybe it's time to get integrity in there. Parking's terrible around there, though. It's really bad for parking. But one day I will return to that. I really think it's worth another go, because there was a lot of stuff come out the other side of the bridge, and I never even touched the other side of the bridge. There's some guys down there with their little Wukongs, and they were pulling out some pretty good stuff. But then I closed it off, and I never went back there again. But that was back in the day. Yeah, 2019. That was the last time I went there. Try and get to the end of these comments. Can't fish in central Leicester anymore. Well, theoretically, yeah, you can. They may have put signs up saying no for magnet fishing, but it depends how much you want to play the system. The police have admitted that it's not actually illegal. They've put the signs up saying not allowed, but it's not actually illegal. It's more of a civil thing. Now, it's whether or not they'd want to push on it. So I know people are still doing it. I know people are ignoring it. And to be honest with you, the signs probably aren't there now, because that was like 2 years ago. We got in just before they stopped it all. Oh yeah, and I pulled out a grenade, didn't I? That was the problem with Leicester. Once everyone got all the modern day rubbish off the top, all the bikes and all the shopping trolleys and everything like that, that's where people were starting to get down to the good stuff. But Mills Lane, which... typical name, because that's where the factory was. The Mills grenades at the end of Mill Lane, backed right onto the river. Tall Paul, how are you doing? And what they used to do is, when they used to manufacture them, if you made dodgy ones, like they weren't up to scratch, they actually deducted money from your wages. So what most people used to do is shove them down the knickers, walk down to the river and chuck them over the bridge so they didn't get charged for them. Interesting. I could think of probably better things to do, but that's the way it was, and that's why there were so many in there. And I bet if I went there Sunday, I bet I could pull another one out. Honestly think with the way the magnets have improved, because that hasn't really had 360 magnets in it down that stretch. That's only had like 200s and the Beast and your Wukongs. I reckon with a good heavy magnet you could pull some stuff out of there. Hi Darren, how are you doing? Love your videos, nice to relax. Thank you very much, glad you're enjoying the videos. So yeah, I think it's a bit of a grey area, but you could do it and you wouldn't get arrested because it's not illegal. But you are sort of going against a system which really would look bad for you. So if you are going to do it, just go in plain black clothing. Exactly, yeah, with a 360 I think it'll open it up again. Gypsy, how you doing? Have you done any of the Lincolnshire canals? Yes. Don't ask me what it was called, but I did go to a collab in Lincoln back in 2020, I think it was. God, you're testing my memory tonight. Yeah, 2020, I did actually go there because I nearly lost the beast. And I think the video's entitled I Nearly Lost the Beast. And so if you find that one way, way back, you'll see which one I went to. But that was a long time ago. Really was a long time ago. It's really hard when you're not been looking at all the comments and you look at them and you're thinking, what's that referring to? Plane late leaving due to the pilot and the first officer turned up late. Stuck in traffic down the pub, that's where they were. You wanted to hear that. I remember actually when I was in Cyprus and the plane actually got delayed. We was delayed for 7 hours, and when the plane finally landed and we all got on there and we're just going down towards the runway and like that, and they apologised for being late and they explained the reason they were late was because on the way over the plane was hit by lightning and it damaged the nose cone and they had to put the nose cone on it. Maybe when I'm done, but I'm back. Don't know what happened then, but everybody in the house just lost internet. Gonna have to put a bit more money in the meter, I think. But anyway, yeah, that's very strange. So I've just told Terry I'm not coming back, but I am back. So, but my comments are way out of line. So yeah, don't know what happened there. Lost all internet. The whole house went down. Nobody had anything. Terry messaged me, but I was on 4G, so I'm okay. But anyway, yeah, I'm back. Not for long because I'm going to be going. But I hope you all had a good conversation amongst yourself. I will check that out later, just to see what you're saying about me. To be honest with you, had a little snooze. I didn't. I just sat here and I'm thinking I'm talking to myself here now because the comments aren't moving. And then I realised, yeah, I looked and internet gone down. But anyway, we're back. We'll come back for 10 minutes and then I didn't even know I could resume the live because I even closed the software down and restarted it. Then it had a resume button. I thought, oh, why not? Sir Nigel, that's something I haven't heard for a while. That's old. Keith Pointer used to call me Sir Nigel all the time. But yeah, you stuck with me for a few minutes. I hope you all had a great time. If I remember, I might even go and edit that later and cut out the chunk in the middle where I was just sitting there frozen. Where was we? Leicester, yes, Leicester. They just wanted to make an example out of someone to terrify everyone not to go and fishing there again, and that's why Brett got arrested, which was never really gonna stick. They kept his stuff for ages, but it was never going to stick on there, and unfortunately, he bared the brunt of it. But we went back afterwards because that's before they put their signs up, and we was fishing, and unfortunately, the grenade came out, so we moved along. Further up the river, and it was a toilet break. No, definitely won't. I've had enough of them with food poisoning this week. But we moved up to the next bridge. We had a bit of fish there, and I remember because it was getting dark, and the police came down and they said, "What you doing?" We said, "Magnet fishing." And they said, "You shouldn't be doing that because a grenade's been pulled out down there." And then they asked our names, and they said, "You're not Brett, are you?" And I was like, no. Well, Brett was there. He wasn't actually fishing. He was there. And he was there. And he sort of stepped out the shadow and said, no, I'm Brett. And he says, and I'm just watching because they told him he couldn't fish there anymore. It was sort of funny really, because they're saying his name and he can't do this, he can't do that, and he knew nothing, and they couldn't give him a reason why he couldn't do it. At the time they were just saying you're banned from doing it, but they couldn't actually give him a legal reason why he couldn't do it. And it was just a way of put a bit of authority down. They were getting fed up with it, but the problem is you'd got people that they'd got an open day at the university, and that's right by the water's edge, and somebody went down there and pulled a grenade out, didn't they, and shut down the open day. And this is why it was becoming a massive problem. And not only that, the amount of scrap that's getting left along that stretch was unbelievable. People were pulling stuff out and they were leaving rubbish everywhere. And as a local, I'd be getting fed up with it as well. It was always getting shut off. It was always rubbish being left all over the place. And it was never like that to start with. I mean, to start with, people used to get the rubbish collected. There weren't all the explosives weren't all coming out. There's some nice finds coming out there, some really interesting finds. But once, like I say, once all that stuff got pulled off the top of it, the amount of stuff that coming out of it. I mean, one of my biggest videos with over 500,000 views was done the day when we was on Mills Lane Bridge, and we was just pulling out bags and bags of money. So it really was a good place to do, and we had a good run of it. I spent 6 months going through Leicester, because that's when my son with his fiancée now first started dating. And he weren't driving then. I used to drop him on the edge of Leicester, then go into Leicester and spend the day there, then pick him up on the way home. And yeah, it was really good. Did you hear about the 100,000? Yeah, I did. Somebody finding a safe with $100,000 in. What a find! What an absolute find! And the fact that they can keep it. Now, if that had been Britain, there's no way they would have let you kept it. They would have found a way of getting that off you, to be honest with you. Even if they couldn't find the owner, I'm sure they would have found a way of not giving it to you anyway. That's probably right. Yeah, 100 grand. I mean, what a find, eh? Yeah, that's definitely one everybody wants to find, isn't it, that one? I have had that one safe for gold in. I think we had about 600 quid's worth of gold in there, and that became ours. So we sold it, because at the end of the day, it's not sort of jewellery I would have wore anyway. Hi Tim, how you doing? Yeah, they've done well. That's definitely a find. So everybody's going to be out now looking for that safe with 100 grand in it. Chances are pretty low, to be honest with you. But yeah, what a find. And to be able to keep it, even better news. We've had a safe door. I've had so many safes over the years when I think about it. I know one day me and Shirley was out, we pulled 10 out from one bridge, and then we went to another bridge, we pulled about 10 out there, and they weren't little safes. We struggled getting them out, because back then the magnets weren't as good, to be honest with you. So we really had to work for them then, with the big old heavy ones. The little lightweight hotel ones, they're pretty easy, they're not a problem. But the big ones were a problem, and we got them out, and we didn't find anything. Lots of costume jewellery, lots of credit cards and things like that. All pretty useless, to be honest with you. No, not had a safe in Yonkers. No, that's the thing. You just don't get them now. You went for a spell of getting loads of them, but now they're few and far between. I think it's probably because all the little ones, they're so easy to get, and any magnet will find a safe. So it's one of those things now. Be lucky to get a safe for 10 crayfish in it. Yeah, that's the other thing. Right, okay, so they've got a safe, and it was partially open, I believe. Who would leave 100 grand in there? I mean, my way of looking at it, right, if they left that much money in there, what was in there that they wanted? There was something obviously worth more than 100 grand if somebody actually went to all the trouble of stealing a safe and chucking it in the river. But what did they take out? They must have took out something that was worth more than 100 grand. So that does make you think. What did they actually take? Yes, Tim Howling Mad Baits. He's on with George tomorrow, so Real Deal Magnet Fishing. If you haven't subscribed to him, head over there because he's a great bloke. Him and Shannon, great couple. But he's starting to do his lives on a Saturday now, and he's definitely pulling in the Brits, I can tell you that. But go over there and have a look. Give him a bit of love. Give him a bit of UK love. Tell him I sent you. I think it's about 5:30 UK time. I think, if my timing is right. I'm sure somebody will confirm on that. Yeah, what was in there? That's what I want to know. They left something. They took what they wanted. Actually, 150. You're just making us even more jealous now, you know. I think it was a mafia thing. Exactly. You just don't throw away 100 grand unless the thing you pulled out in front of it was like really good. Maybe they'll just go and go back. Well, they were going to be a bit bloody annoyed now and now they've seen that someone's found it. It's been all over the news. I can tell you that. I know, we did look at that. We did actually look. They're not actually that expensive, the actual electromagnets. It's just a thing you've... 5:30 UK time. There we go. The thing is, you've got to get something to lower it in there. Now, you use a HIAB or something like that, but the problem is, if you're using a HIAB and you're going off a bridge, you're going to block the bridge off, which is going to cause an issue. And this is where it gets interesting. Electromagnets, you know, real big ones, they're not expensive, but it's whatever you're going to bolt it onto to actually use it, and that's when it becomes a problem. Because you can't go shutting off roads just for a laugh. Okay, I might have done it a few times, but you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit awkward. 5:30. There we go. All coming through. Exactly, Terry. Something must have been really good in there, or it's something that they really didn't want people to see. That's the other thing. Unless somebody was being blackmailed and they'd got some video footage or some photos, maybe they meant more. You just don't know. And this is the great thing about magnet fishing. Everything you pull out has a story. Everything, you know, has a history. And not very good thieves. You're right there. Flipping stupid if you ask me. But no, I still say there's more to that story. And pose that question: would you have admit to finding it, or would you kept it quiet? That's the thing. There's 22. Oh, you've not got football. Stuart, I'm disappointed. Go sit in the shed. Do something useful. Oh, yeah, no, don't do football. I mean, both my sons love their football. They have these conversations about this game where they've made this team and they've done this and done that. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Don't try and get me involved in it, really not. I believe it is on their YouTube. What's the channel called? Come on, someone. I don't watch a lot of magnet fishing videos. It's nothing personal. It's just with work schedule and doing all my own thing. I just don't get the chance. No, I'm not a football person. Definitely not. It is a great find. Yeah, I'm not disputing it. It's a bloody amazing find, to be honest with you. Compensation for free. Oh, I'm getting told off now. Look, I've got to compensate the viewers. Okay, I suppose it's better than you all taking me to court, you know, getting you viewing under false pretences. So let's get magnetic. There we go. Let's get magnetic. So yeah, I did see someone, I think it was you actually, that shared the video, Stuart. So that's one. I've got to go and have a look at it. Yeah, I don't watch a lot, but I've got to be nosy. It's one of those things. It's just having the time to do it. Tomorrow night's video is already, it's an interesting video. Some unusual finds came out on the second part to this one, and that is going to be the last part to that one, because I think we're pretty much done there, to be honest with you. cause problems with the tax man. Just spend it wisely, spread it around a bit. Okay, you learn a lot on here. You learn a lot. Who's related to who and what. But yeah, so tomorrow night's video is all done. I'm already editing next Wednesday, and you know, being ill has actually given me a chance to sort of get ahead, which is unlike me. Really is. Normally it's all very last minute. The speed I have to throw some of them videos together in, I'm surprised that it actually happens. But working with a much faster computer, it makes a massive difference. The software, they've just done an update on it, and the software has got so many extra features in it now, which is saving me time. It's not the cheapest software, but sometimes the cheap ones are not the best ones, obviously, and that's why you have to pay for it. But it definitely makes a difference. Definitely makes a difference to the editing. So I've still got another 4 weeks worth of footage, probably another 8 videos, could even be more to do. So we're not going to run out. So even if I decide to have a week off, which is probably not going to happen, I'll be honest with you, then we've got plenty to go at. Now I am working on a couple of things at the moment, which is going to be slightly different. I did tell you before about it, but things have changed. Things going a little bit different, but we're going to do it either way. But I'll explain all that close to the date. I'm not going to big it all up and say that it's, you know, when it's happening. It's going to happen sometime. It's a little bit different, but I think it will benefit everyone on here. I think, well, not everyone. It will benefit some of you, but you'll see all that when it's actually out. All the way through August. I mean, I've got plenty to edit, but they're not done. I can definitely telling you that. Part of the E. coli epidemic. Well, somebody else said that, E. coli, and I was like, no. I got over it very quick if it is, and that's why I think it was just a dodgy korma, to be honest with you. Probably my own fault for not cooking it properly, because as per usual, when you get in late and that, you just want something quick, and the faster you can do it, the better. So I'm my own worst enemy, because I'm always too busy. I'm working late and trying to edit and actually do everything else that I'm doing, and there really is just not enough hours in the day. But it doesn't matter, because I'm out Sunday, and I wish there was more hours on Sunday, because even though, I mean, last week I left at 5 in the morning, or just after 5, and then I was back at 8, just after 8 at night. It was a long day, but it was worth it. It was definitely good. That I got a really cool find, something I've never had before, and I like that. I really do. It's something different. So teammates back. I know that, Paul. Definitely. So right, I'm going to wrap this up now, because I want to try and sort out. I've got to make sure the internet's good, because I've got to upload that video later for tomorrow. That's going to take about an hour and 40 minutes. 4K is fantastic, but my God, it slows down the upload speed. And not only that, when I upload a video, I sort of cripple the internet for everyone in the house, so that probably won't get uploaded till 1 o'clock tonight. But don't forget, everyone, head over tomorrow to the premiere, 9 o'clock. You will see the second part of the last time that we went over to Bedford. And yeah, it was an interesting day. It was an interesting day, some good things. Right, we're back out Sunday. We are going to a new location we've never done before. Didn't even know it existed. Now, if that doesn't pay, 2 miles down the road, we've got another new location that I've never been to before, because I didn't know that existed either. Somehow I've managed to miss it. So if that don't pay, it doesn't matter, because 2.6 miles up the road is another place that I know all about, that's paid really well in the past and had some fantastic finds. So anyway, thank you all for joining. If you're not subscribed already, make sure you do. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything. Leave a thumbs up, that doesn't cost you either, and drop a comment, and we will see you tomorrow night at 9 o'clock the premiere. If you can't make that, I'll see you Sunday at 4 for the live stream. Take care, everyone. If you're out at the weekend, make sure you're safe, have fun, and as Rob used to say, shift your scrap.